Oh gosh, guys. We have some crazy stuff to talk about this video, such as hurricanes and what's happening on land, such as a possible new pattern shift that could bring some storms over to the Ohio Valley. So let's get into the hurricane. So currently here in the Atlantic, we got Hurricane Leslie, which really ain't nothing we are worrying about here in the USA, as it's more than likely going to curve out to sea. We got Milton, which I will talk about Milton here in a second. And then if you look over here, we got ourselves a new possible hurricane or tropical system, but I'm sure this one's going to just go out to sea, maybe affect Bermuda with some heavy stuff. But besides here in U.S. impacts, all we got to worry about right now is Hurricane Milton. So currently, places in Mexico are getting winds 90 mile per hour or higher. And same with some places in Florida, they will be getting that wind, such as Tampa. You could be seeing 90 mile per hour plus winds. And over in Orlando, 80 mile per hour winds plus in that area, which is kind of scary to think about it because this is a major populated area. So currently Hurricane Mental is down here, and by Wednesday at 8 a.m., hurricane force winds could be felt in places such as Miami, Tampa, and all the way up into the little section of Florida, the Big Bend area. By Wednesday at 8 p.m., more than likely tropical storm force winds will be felt up from Savannah, Georgia, all the way down to Nassau, Bahamas. Thursday, we still got some stuff to worry about, as winds in North Carolina, such as Myrtle Beach, places in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, North Carolina, you guys could be feeling some of the wind. And by Friday at 8 a.m., Bermuda will start getting impacts, which it won't be as strong as the Florida impacts. So currently it is a major hurricane, Category 5, as it approaches, as it is making landfall in Mexico right now. Then it will head directly up, affect places such as Key West, and then slam directly into the Florida coast near the Tampa Bay area as a major Category 3 plus hurricane. So be looking out for that. And then it will turn back into a probably Category 1 hurricane out here in the middle of the, out here nearby Palm Bay. And then tropical storm over near Bermuda. Now, the most concerning part of what I'm looking at is the storm surge potential. Even all the way up here into South Carolina, we can see 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. Even in the Big Bend area. But when it starts to get serious is Tampa. You could see 10 to 15 feet of storm surge that is likely to go up as the storm gets bigger. Charolette Harbor, you can see 6 to 10 feet of storm surge. That will more than likely go up as the storm approaches. And same with places like the Keys, the Florida Keys. You could see 1 to 3 feet of storm surge, which we're talking about the Florida Keys right here. That is not good for the Florida Keys. So right here, we have currently the rainfall of this will be in the middle of the ocean, which hopefully no one's out here. Currently, there's been 16 inches of rain fallen, more than likely to go up. The Miami area has had 2 inches of rain. Tampa Bay area has had currently 6 inches of rain, likely to go up. And if we go around places such as Jacksonville, 8 inches of rain. So look out for that. Flooding if you live in a flood-prone zone, such as a field or a low-lying area. Watch out for those flooding, because flooding is going to be a big concern for this. And due to the rainfall potential, we got a flash flooding risk, which is a moderate risk for places such as Tampa Bay, Orlando, Miami, and Key West, which is a moderate risk, at least 40% chance of flooding. So please, please, please watch out for those flooding, because this will be a very, very impactful flooding situation if you're in a flood-prone area in the path. So please watch out. So today, which will more than likely be tomorrow if you're watching this video, there is no big risk. There will probably be some storms down in Florida like usual, and some storms up into the Carolinas and Michigan and New York. But we don't gotta be all too concerned about those today. Besides, if you're in the Miami and Fort Myers area, as there is that moderate risk of rainfall down there today. So please watch out if you're in that area today. So day 2, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, there is a marginal risk for 10 million people, including Miami, Florida, Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, Howley, Florida, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which this will more than likely be expanded or maybe even put into a slight risk. And then, of course, Orlando, Jacksonville, you got to be watching out for those storms. And then we have a surprising little system back here that will be producing some thunderstorms in forgot the state. Nevada. Nevada. So watch out for those thunderstorms over there in Nevada and surrounding cities. This also comes with a 2% tornado risk. I would not be surprised to see this be expanded as well. This 2% tornado risk is for 10 million people, including Miami, Florida, Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, Howley, Florida, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So if you are anywhere in this area, I would not be surprised to see a couple tornado warnings pop up tomorrow. If not, that would be very good. That would be the best scenario. The best scenario is this tornado moves away or dies out. Like this hurricane dies out and the tornado threat does not happen, but I don't see that happening. Now, day 3, which is Wednesday, everything will start happening Wednesday. Wednesday will be a very concerned day. I even believe we could see some possible enhanced risk This will probably come with a 5% tornado risk, possibly even a 10% tornado risk for the Florida area. But in the slight risk, there is 11 million people. That's a lot of people. That includes Miami, Florida, Hialeah, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Pembroke Pines, Florida. And then in the marginal risk, which is 4 million people, still a very lot of people, Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, Clearwater, Florida, Spring Hill, Florida, and Brandon, Florida. So if I just said your city's name or you know you're around that little area, please take this serious, because there could be multiple tornado warnings in that general area, which could be very, very devastating. And also, apparently, hail's on hurricanes now, so could see some hail with this, but that's very low chance. But there was hail on Hurricane Helene, there was hail on Hurricane Francine, and this is Hurricane... Totally forgot what hurricane this is. Milton. So, please watch out. So, currently, in places like Arizona, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Texas, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota is going to be very, very above normal. And then in places like the Carolinas and Virginia, it's going to be below normal. So watch out for those temperature changes. I see this to swap here soon. The below temperatures go all the way over here to make a little line go down. And the above temperatures go into the Ohio Valley and all that great stuff, which it's been very cold over here in the Ohio Valley. I've been outside. I know I touched grass. Yeah, it's been pretty nice in Ohio and other surrounding states, but I'll keep you updated on the temperature. Now for the precipitation, most of the United States, being a bunch of the states, are going to be in a somewhat drought. Besides, like Idaho, Minnesota, Washington, Oregon, and Florida, the rest of us are going to be in a drought. We won't have rain, and we would want rain, but we just won't have it for now. So you're probably like, what is this? Well, I'm currently going to show what counties I think should be evacuating right now. And, of course, don't listen to me. If I say your county name, of course, listen to me. But if I don't listen to me. If you're in the path of this, evacuate. If you get told to evacuate, please evacuate. Don't be just standing there. But the places I think should be evacuating is Lee, Hendry, Palm Beach, Martin, Glaze, Charlotte, Sarasota, DeSoto, Hardy, Mantony, Hillsborough, this county, Pasco, Hendro, Polk, Highlands, Okeechobee, St. Lucie, Indian River, Beaver, Osco, Orange, Semmel, Citrus, Summer, Lake, and Volcia. So if you're in this area, you need to be probably evacuating. And the area that I think should be like heading out, at least hopefully by tomorrow morning, is Pasco, Hillsborough, this county, Manatee, Sarasota, and DeSoto, Hardy, Polk. So these counties should be already out of there, because these counties are going to be hit very bad, because it's going directly through Tampa Bay area the last I checked, and then through Polk. So it's going to affect all the counties below it and all the counties above it. So you should be getting ready to get out of there. So last but not least, let's look at this Hurricane Milton as it goes over. So Monday, right now, at 9 p.m., it's currently right next to a very popular city, which I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. But it's going to slowly but surely make its way up and get stronger, but more widespread. You can see how this right now, it's very slow. By tomorrow at about 7 a.m., it's going to start growing. Then it's going to shrink. It's going to grow again with a bunch of moisture from the ocean, and then hit. This is when I believe the tornado threat is going to be the highest, is around this time. 6 a.m. is when it's more than likely going to start for the places like Cape Coral and Tampa. And if we keep on rolling, 12 p.m., I think places such as upper places in, like, up from Tampa could be getting some severe stuff. Wednesday at 5 p.m., I'm going to probably be live around this time. It will be almost about to make landfall. But this is, I believe, when the tornado threat's going to be the highest. Maybe even up into Tallahassee area too. But definitely in between Cape Coral, Sarasota, possibly Miami. Let me look at Miami again. Possibly Miami. And then this is when it's about to make landfall. This is showing that it's more than likely going to make landfall in between 8 to 9. But there's more than likely going to be a big tornado threat for this day. But there's also something else I'm kind of concerned about. Look at this. This is another storm trying to develop into something. And it's going to get into developing and possibly do some impacts to Bahamas. But look at this. This is a pretty strong looking storm, and it's going to slam directly into Hamilton. So if you're in Bermuda, you got to be looking out for this right now, as it's more than likely going to be our next hurricane. And then if we look, I don't see any other hurricane that's going to try to form with the moisture. There's going to be this one right here, which I believe this is Hurricane Leslie. Yeah, that's definitely Hurricane Leslie. Yeah, that is Hurricane Leslie. Still trying to do some damage. And then we got Hurricane Kirk, which, believe it or not, it would still not be. Never mind, this is Hurricane. That's Hurricane Kirk over here. And yeah, so around 5 p.m. I'll probably be live for this hurricane, tracking it, making sure nothing goes wrong, and telling you more updates on the Hamilton situation. That might be a hurricane approaching the Hamilton area. You can see that intense spin. It's not as intense as this, though, right here. So, Hamilton, you are fine for now, as this is a pretty intense spin. Possibly a Category 3 spin I'm looking at. Maybe even a Category 4. Hamilton, this is more than likely going to be a Category 1, if I'm looking at it right now. Then it'll probably make its way all the way up and continue up. Unless it tries to make a turn, which that might happen. It might get on a little jet stream and make a turn over to New York. But I highly doubt it. Let's also look at my state, see what's happening. Really nothing. You can see these storms exiting out of New York, which I already did. And there's just going to be random rain showers until our next chance for some thunderstorms and all that good stuff. So that is pretty much it that I have to talk about. I won't be live tomorrow, and there won't be no video tomorrow. But if I have to guess, I'll be live around like 4-ish, maybe even 5 Wednesday. And we will see what happens after that. Hopefully, hurricane season is completely done after this. Because the death toll of Hurricane Helene is over 200 already. And there's more than 1,000 missing. I would not be surprised to see the death toll go up to 1,000. I'm being dead serious. I will not be surprised to see the death toll go up to 1,000. Because Hurricane Helene was devastating in North Carolina and other states. There was also some deaths in Indiana, which barely got impacted by this hurricane. I believe the more south you go, the worse the damage will be. So if I went, let's say I go into the middle of Kentucky, there's probably going to be a bunch of trees down, bunch of damage, all that stuff. And if I go down to, like, let's say Atlanta, there's probably going to be a bunch of stuff happening too. Also, let's look over here by my house, Dayton area. So let's see. It's going to get down to the... Dang, it's going to be down to the... Trying to look to see what my temperature is going to be so I can walk outside. 43. I might have to put on some pants tomorrow. But, yep, that is it for that. Not trying to show my search history. That is it for that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see ya.